he went over event horizon. I'm not really sure if I got that correctly. This is one of the things that I have to go back because these are my first notes. What I think I understood is that the event horizon that he was utilizing was between the lower sell side and the low of the daily suspension block. I think that's what it was. And that,
That's correct.
yeah, okay, that's nice because that's new. I like that. And that was to take a partial there. So that was nice, a nice new addition on how to utilize event horizon.
That's
And
huge.
then yeah, that's great. That's a Easter egg, right, kid? So then about that event horizon, the bodies did not touch that event horizon. And I remembered we had yesterday in the first live, we had the consequent encroachment of the opening range gap. We reached that at open, and then we didn't reach the octant, and that was a bearish sign. I believe the day before yesterday, we had an octant where Michael said the bodies did not touch the octant. That's a signature. So he basically showed that again. The bodies didn't touch the event horizon in this case. So it can basically be an octant, an event horizon, or uh, a gradient level of the RTH gap, and the body's not touching it, are an algorithmic signature. So he said the bodies did not touch the event horizon, so that could become problematic if we go above the consequent encroachment of the premium wick that was there, and then we should just close the position. So I just said something about that wick. So in combination of the bodies not touching the event horizon, going above the CE of that wick is close the position. That's, yeah, like a little playbook for what to look for and when to stop trading or doing that. Yeah, it was a lot. Then we had the daily suspension block. We wanted to go below that, but important about that was we then expect a retracement, but that retracement has to stay below the lower quadrant and go the lower quadrant of that daily suspension block. So if it goes out of the suspension block to below it, retracement back up, stay below the lower quadrant. If it goes above, then we could be most likely going for intraday high. So that would be another signature to stop doing what you're doing in a bearish way. So that was kind of the technical part. And then we went into the Mr. Rogers part, and that was journaling. What do you journal? If you are new, you have to find and understand what you should journal, and you journal stuff like what X amount of contracts is making me nervous. Am I getting nervous? Am I being nervous or stressed out about being right or wrong? Is it harder than I thought it was going to be? And to realize that there's a person in you that talks to you, and to listen how that person talks to you. Is it negative? Is it toxic? Realize that you have that voice and listen to what it's saying, because you have to learn to control that person and then bring that person into submission so that you can control it, and that will also help you to become a better trader. If you're not aware of it, then you just not conscious of that voice talking to you, and it's keeping you in negativity and stress and anxiety and everything. Then the last part, how to tape read. I think it's, yeah, about how to tape read. That was a very clear, systematic steps to take if you are new, or not even really new, if you just don't know how to do it properly. And the first step is just to draw. Where is it likely to go? And watch like the open, high, low, close in real time, and be aware to not use like market replay or anything that's similar to that. And if you can't be in front of the chart, find a way to record it so that you can watch it in real time. And yeah, if you can't annotate on a recording, then you can write levels down and stuff like that. And you can use OBS for for screen recording and tape reading, and that's free. So if you're working or at school, that's how you can do. But that's what you should be doing, and not market replay. You should do that for 6 to 8 weeks. No, no less than 6 weeks. You have to do it. You have to do it, and that's just like focusing on the draw, watching the chart, and like, okay, where is it gonna go? Only after that you go to paper trading, and you do that 6 to 8 weeks as well, and you look at where did we open, what levels do we have, how do the candles behave, how are they forming, and realize that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So rushing is not what's going to get you fast to where you want to be, or what you're imagining uh, that you're going to be as a trader. Um, Another important thing there is to not do this on social media. You have to keep it for yourself. And a important um, term for that is the key performance indicator. I want to refer back real quickly because this, uh, for people that don't maybe not really understand what that means, is how you write down for yourself what is price doing based on a directional draw. Um, what what are you seeing? And he's doing it here like really simple by just using a draw, um, a range that's an inefficiency or an old low. But I want to, for people that maybe find it hard to understand what's meant with that, the very recently I shared two more spaces, and one of them was something new under the sun from the 10th of May 2025. And in that space, he has like explicitly talked about KPI, key performance indicator. And he said, a key performance indicator, you have to measure it. Um, the example is a little bit different because it's about first presentation fair value gaps, but the questions that he mentioned there can give you like a broader idea of what a key performance indicator means. So I want to mention them real quickly. He said what you use is you write down what are you doing every day consistently and how are the results yielding to you. What are you doing at a very specific time with a very specific candle? How much time have you spent with the first presented fair value gap? How many times have you looked at old data in NQ, ES, and YM? How many times have you studied the first presented fair value gap between 1:30 and 2 p.m.? How does it yield price, higher or lower over the next 3 days? So this is not what he said today, but it's to give an impression, an idea of how you can utilize using a key performance indicator for yourself by asking yourself questions about what it is that you're studying. So it can be a first percent per value gap, but it can also be what he is teaching today, focusing on the draw and a range that's an inefficiencies and lows and relative equal highs and lows. Then he said, you should want to be Michael, Mr. Hyde, and not ICT, Dr. Jekyll. I think everyone understood that. You want to be the calm person that it's in control and is watching what price is going to do and is confident in, in writing things down and confirming it with what's happening on the chart. If you are new, don't use many things. Use the daily for your key levels. That's why he pointed out the suspension block. today. You also should know when to stop. He said he was only looking for the low of the daily suspension block, and that was around 150 handles. And if you are not happy with that, then yeah, you, you need a different kind of help. Yes, and then yeah, focus on where did price run from, what did it use, old low, range that is an inefficiency. Focus on that and do that for 6 to 8 weeks. That was it.
Pit Munch, that was such an amazing summation. You did a really great job taking notes.
Thank you.
And I think anybody that comes back and listens and pays attention to the things that you said, it's going to help them in building their own notes and their own understanding of watching the live stream from last night as well as this morning. So thank you very much, Pit Munch. That was awesome. Want to welcome Michael to the room. Say, hey, what's up, Michael? How you doing, sir? Good morning.
Good morning, folks. Good morning. Hope you're doing well.
Hi.
Michael, what'd you think of Pit Munch there? She's laying it out, giving some detailed notes.
Yeah, the summary is excellent. I find it impressive because it's immediately after the live stream, and she has the ability to keep track of all that stuff. It's good. I mean, I was remembering as she's saying it because I don't have a script. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that was a good point. That was some good preaching there, ICT. Good job.
Well, my hand hurts, but it's worth it.
There you go. So what did we witness this morning? That's what I want to hear from everybody today, and I want everybody that comes up to kind of tell me what they saw in price action as it was forming, and what their model or entry mechanism fired off using the draws that I outlined this morning. That's what I want to see, because that's what I'm going to review tonight. Because watching it live and calling it live and participating in an observation, that's one thing. But the question is what happens if we fast forward to 6 to 8 weeks and we've done this consistently every single day and we have our results now? What do we start looking for at that point? So that way we can start building a model around it. That's the thing I want to hear from everybody today.
El Gobernable?
My brother, I like the assignment, and I'm happy you chose me because I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
Pretty please answer Michael's question. That would be a great way to start.
Can you hear me for starters?
Yes, sir, we can.
I just want to say, bro, you know, I've been thinking about you, man. I'm glad you're here with us in the space, because I know you're a strong guy, bro. But I'll start, okay. In regards to today's price action, so I'm coming into 9:30, right? These are a bit. This level of price has been unvisited for a couple of weeks. There's not much for me to look at on that left side of the chart on a 4 hour, on a 1 hour. Going back to the 18th or so is the last time we visited this price. So I'm looking, I think, okay, I've got these key areas of liquidity. I've got this high since 8, and I've got these little bit higher, these highs here, which are, sorry, let me get you, I'm looking at a 15-minute chart. Yeah, the 8 o'clock highs. Coming into 9:30, I weren't trying to look for a reversal. I weren't trying to call a top. I was saying, okay, let me see what's going in. 9 o'clock, we took them highs, right? Now I'm looking at a 1-minute chart. This is 9:30. We are above the 8:30 opening price, which I like. We've also got that 15-minute BISI, which could stall us. We could inverse. We take them highs of 9 minutes past 9, right? That's with a strong wick as well. That is a strong rejection. We are also inversing them 1-minute candles, literally to the left. To me, that looks like venom, what Michael would describe as venom. So I see that 1-minute SIBI be created, which probably could be many people's first presented fair value gaps. I was watching that because, like I said, I'm not trying to call a top on this move. I'm not trying to look for a sharp reversal. Okay, we respect the consequent encroachment of that. I've got that right here on my chart. I see that. That's when I'm in. I'm ready to go. I'm looking for targets. I've got that large opening range gap. I've got that measured. with quadrants, because we're not expecting the 50% to necessarily be hit. Again, that's a 70% likelihood. But with such a large gap, how many 100 points, bro? I'm not even sure. 800 points, 900 points. It's crazy. So I'm just looking for like the 75% quadrant, the upper quadrant. And yeah, I didn't hold all the way there because it came 10 o'clock. I was like, okay, this trading Michael is talking about, he's talking about, look at these first 15-minute candles. Look at these first couple of candles. Sorry, bro, I'm just going to ask, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, buddy.
I was just going and going and going.
I
I
understand.
thought, oh no, imagine
No, you're good.
you
You're
can't
good.
hear me.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, you're answering the question. We appreciate it.
Yeah, so I was listening to the space yesterday, and I think it was you that brought this up. Michael brought it up, and it was about the time, you know, these first 15 minutes candles, they can offer a lot. And with the current conditions in the market, you can see at 10 o'clock, you can see all that distortion at 10 o'clock. I got out because I seen this happening. I was like, okay, me personally, the experience level I am, this is gonna build scar tissue for me. This is hard to cope with. I'm sitting here looking at this barcode like price action. I'm just gonna get this trade off. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna continue with the day, because it's the mental fortitude with placing these trades. The evidence is there that these concepts will work when applied correctly. But again, we can't be forcing them. We can't be looking at okay, one time frame is superior to the other. Because I was hearing about the whole conversation yesterday to do with Jade Cup and the higher time frame trading. Again, I came from trading Forex, so I was always on the higher time frames. So it's been quite a big jump, jumping down to sub 1 minute on NQ past couple of months. And again, one thing that really stuck with me yesterday, bro, it's like it's got me. It's got me. We need to enjoy the process. I'm trying to build a legacy. I'm trying to build something. I'm 20 years old, right? And it's even yesterday you mentioned the What I'd Tell My 20-year-old self video, and I started watching that video this morning. I'm so glad you mentioned it. But I'm not trying to look, my target, the 75% level of that opening range gap has just been hit now. But I'm not going to concern myself with that, just purely because I don't want to build up that stress and toxic relationship with these charts. I need to get my piece of the pie and get out. There's trillions of dollars flowing through this market every day, right? I agreed. We can't have all of that, but we need to be satisfied with our share. We've done our job. We've analyzed this chart properly. Sorry, I'm very excited, bro. It's a blessing
No,
to
I
be
got you.
here.
I got you. I got you. You're
You
doing
see,
good, and I appreciate you. Kind of stopping yourself, breathing.
yeah,
Appreciate
I
it.
listen. I listen to these spaces all the time. You know, I'm commuting to and from work. It takes me over an hour. I can get a whole space done. It's just like part of my routine.
I get it. I
It's
actually love it, and I hear that from a lot of folks, and a lot of folks really do value and appreciate the format
this is
of these spaces. Because like you're saying, you're on your way to work, or maybe you're busy, you could just like kind of put this in to your headset while
it's
you're
nice to
going about
follow
your
up.
day. Yeah, and it's a
Yeah,
nice way to kind of catch up
extracurricular.
and kind of stay in tune without kind of dialing into the charts. So the charts are important, they are imperative clearly, but this is a nice and it is a different kind of format. So I appreciate you, El Ingobernable,
Yes,
bringing
brother.
that
It's
up.
about knowing when to stop as well, you know. I know Michael is really, really drilling it into our head that, okay, he's teaching us the entries, he's teaching us how to trade, but it's up to, we have our own character flaws. It's up to us to know when to stop, to know when to exit, to know when to call it a day, whether that's a win or a loss. And I'm not sure if you're taking questions today, but I would love to ask a question if
If you
later
had,
on or
yeah, if you had one that was relevant today. I mean, Michael's kind of given an assignment to folks who are listening, so we're bringing some folks up, and I mean, we're really just kind of trying to follow the criterion of the things he's asked for today. But yeah, if you've got a question, brother, I mean, pretty please, you know.
yeah. I don't want to keep ranting or anything, man. I'm just, you
I
know, I'm
mean, if it's
happy.
relevant and
I'm happy.
pertinent, and you can build or bring value to the conversation, hug and a high five, bring it,
I appreciate it
So
because I feel like I'm maturing. I feel like discovering more things about my own self every day. I'm in these
That's
charts.
good, bro. I'm happy to hear that. And I think that that's part of what happens when you tap into these streams. I really do.
Yeah,
And I'm really happy for you that you're tapping in. I can tell, bro, you're tapped in. And I value and
and
appreciate you being here. I can tell you're excited, but I can also tell you're tapped in. And that's a good thing.
yeah,
That's a good thing for you.
and I'm grateful that you're still running them. You know, you're a stronger man than most of us, bro. And I appreciate it. I've been praying for you recently,
No,
and
I appreciate that, brother. And I'm not stronger than anyone else. I'm just here, just like anyone else, and we go through our ups and our downs, and we have our
it
issues. But
happens. It
what's the goal? What's
happens.
the
Yeah,
goal? We got to show up every day. How do you
progress.
become consistent? How do you become consistent? You do the same thing every day. So the first job of becoming consistent is showing up. That's going to the gym. That's doing something like this, right? This for me is like, and I've said this in the past, it's like going to the gym. It's a muscle. You have to exercise it. If you don't go, you're not going to get any better. If you don't go, you're not going to see any results. And what Michael is talking about, and as folks are approaching trading and trying to become to become traders, he's giving you a way in which to deal with how to trade market manipulation during
Oh yeah, man.
war. We're
It's
dealing with these
tough.
crazy things, yet somehow sticking and moving, bobbing and weaving, calling what could happen, what will happen, what potentially is on the horizon. And then what happens? We get to listen and then watch and observe what
Apply.
happens and apply. And that's what's beautiful about these conversations is it is that follow through, right? So we have a lot
Yeah.
of folks here and I want to continue the conversation.
Yeah, bro, the
Y-
question,
Yes,
I
sir.
know it's not fully related, but I've been honestly dying to ask this question for so
10:51, I
long.
like the time. Go ahead.
I like the time. It's just part of my studies, right? If I'm looking at a regular trading hours chart and an electronic trading hours chart, I'm more specifically referring to like a 1 hour or 15 minute or 30 minute PD arrays, such as fair value gaps. There can be a bit of disparity because obviously the hourly chart with the electronic trading hours is hourly, like, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Regular trading hours would be 9:30, 10:30, and
Excellent,
the
excellent
gap
observation. Yes, sir.
the gaps can be a little bit different here and there. Um, I'm going to ask, I don't want a definitive answer if it's, but these regular trading hours PD arrays, would you put more focus and more attention on those that appear on the regular trading hours charts or on the electronic trading hours charts? Or is it all about overlapping with gaps, new week opening
Well,
gaps?
it's a good question. If you were going to answer it yourself before we ask for Michael to,
Oh, sorry, man.
no,
Yeah.
but if you were to answer it yourself, because I mean, it's a good question. It's a good question. I don't mind it. I think it's good. It's fruitful for the
Yeah.
for the room. How would you answer this question yourself, young man?
How would I answer this myself?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'd probably want to take both into mind because there
I
can
like that.
be,
Good thinking.
yeah, for example, between 9 and 9:30, especially in these conditions, anything can happen, bro. We got to be aware of that. But I would probably focus on, again, on those that are more, what's the word? The more dominant ones, I guess,
Yes,
between that salient, that's,
salient would be maybe the
yes,
ones that have a closer proximity to where
hit the nail
price
on the head, bro.
is.
Closer proximity to where price is. Also, if I'm looking from like a week ago or something, maybe those that are overlapping with gaps, because that's going to give us the most, that's going to help us with our bread and butter setups, right?
Okay,
Using
so
that
let me
gap
ask you this:
logic.
in 2026, what is a PD array that Michael is going over? That
Quadrants,
is
aligning with quadrants.
quadrants. Quadrants are good. What's another PD array in market manipulation that he
Well,
went over today?
oh, sorry, bro. I just did my trading. I didn't
No,
watch the
that's
stream
okay.
as well.
That's okay. I'm
Just
not.
be,
I'm. It's a good. I'll answer it for you. Volume
thank
imbalances.
you. Yes,
Okay.
suspension block, volume
Very
imbalance.
strong PD array 2026 that we are learning together collectively that is also reflected in core content and previous mentorships, but is being emphasized. 25, 26, we're seeing more of an emphasis on the volume imbalance, the suspension block,
Do you mean like the
the
run through it
utility.
and
Pardon?
like sorry to interrupt you, bro, but do you know the volume imbalance? You mean like the running through it and running to it? Like, it's quite versatile.
The way he's been explaining it all year. Yes, sir. There's been ways in which your eyes are being drawn to high time frame PD arrays. And when we're looking at what has been salient within market manipulation within the last few classes, you will see a referral back to volume imbalances, high time frame daily volume imbalances.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're going to get that whole price action filling in. It's either rejecting from it, it's inversing it. There's a
Yes,
whole
sir.
plethora
Hey,
of,
buddy, I love you.
yeah.
5:55, 10:55. I like the time. I'm gonna keep the
I'll shoot
conversation
out, bro.
going,
That's
keep it
absolutely
flowing,
fine.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I
Okay.
mean, I'll be listening.
To answer your question,
Thank
Uh,
you, Michael, for jumping in.
the the, the emphasis is on redelivery, and redelivery is accomplished in regular trading hours.
yeah.
So whatever inefficiencies or PD arrays that exist in electronic trading hours, like think overnight Globex time. Regular trading hours, the algorithm it's scripted to revisit those. It's calling back to it, so that way it's redelivering where it's not been delivered to at all ever during regular trading hours, but it's redelivering if you view it through electronic trading hours because it's continuous. So it's a blending of that idea. One's not greater than the other. It's a dance between the two. And whatever you
Ah,
see in electronic trading hours, you want to see that utilized in regular trading hours. That's the efficiency model that the algorithm performs.
I thank you for answering that, Michael, because I didn't want to give one more value over the other, but it's about using them in collaboration with each other. I'm right?
Yes.
But yeah, because overnight you'll see, especially now, we've got that large gap on the regular trading hours. We've got the all the price movements on overnight. So it's about us using them together with gaps. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity, guys. God bless you both.
Thank you so much. Kit, we have a noon extraction time
I
today.
love it. I love it. I love it. Michael, yesterday's conversation, I just want to say the way you were able to, I mean, you brought your wife into the discussion. It felt really intimate to me. It felt like yesterday you were kind of sitting around the kitchen table and it felt like you had family potentially around or within earshot and having a conversation with us in which it felt like there was just like this conduit or this way in which it was just so inclusive and it felt so wholesome. And I just wanted to mention that I really, really enjoyed you kind of bringing your wife and your loved ones into the conversation with the community. I personally, for one, found it very heartwarming, so I just want to say thank you for that yesterday. So quick reflection on that, and keeping it going, keeping it flowing. Mr. Jim Brown, you there, sir?
Yes, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Can you tap into the conversation here?
Sure. My name is James, 53. Been trading ICT now for about 3 years. I'd like to say thank you to you and ICT for doing this space. It's really helpful. I had a question about the daily volume imbalance he was using, as well as the suspension block. Um,
Nice.
I don't have that on the June contract. I guess he's taking it from the continuous.
The continuous contract, and then you're toggling on and off the B adjust, looking for those gaps.
Okay, so he's putting it onto the June contract.
On the continuous, more than likely. We as algorithmic traders we emphasize a lot of our technical analysis on the continuous contract because that will encumber then the contract rollover gap. So as we enjoy analyzing gaps, we're able to see the rollover from the June, from the May to the July or from the December to the June, and where and how these contracts are rolling over.
Okay, perfect. That was my question. I basically trade the first presented fair value gap before we take liquidity. Once it gets inverted, that's usually what I'm trading off of.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you have any further? How did you have any further questions on like your model or what you're studying, Jim?
Um, well, the first presented fair value gap before we take, say, a high, once that gets inverted, which one is he using? The first one, like say, from the bottom, or would it be the first one from closest to the liquidity that was taken?
From the bottom of what? From the bottom of the range?
Yeah, like if say we're going to take out a high and there's a fair value gap towards the lower end, before it takes the liquidity, is that the first one, or is it the one directly right before it takes the say the swing high?
Well, there are several of them that form. You have the Reaper, you have Madus, you have the one I'm teaching you now. It's just the immediate fair value gap right before the buy side liquidity pool high is taken.
Okay.
If you're expecting an intermediate term or a long term draw back into a range or reversal, let's call it that way, a climax reversal, inversion fair value gap can form based on that fair value gap that's booked in price action as it clears or just before it clears that high or low.
Okay.
So it's not like you're looking for the lower one or lower, because now you're getting into reapers, you're getting into potential breaker confluences, all these different things. I'm not trying to teach all that here, but you're simply looking for a high probability inversion fair value gap forming when there is a false break, when it runs above. So you're not just simply saying, okay, that fair value gap that formed right before that short-term high is taken out, I know I'm going to short it as soon as it gets in there. No, you're going to wait for price to come back down below that old high, then trade through it to the downside.
Okay.
Once it takes that gap slow out, then you're looking for consequent encroachment of that gap to hold price at bay on the body basis. And any entry from the consequent encroachment to the low of it is a viable entry.
Perfect. Very cool.
That's the benefit of these spaces, guys. That's the benefit of having Michael here. He's telling you things that there's no one else that could have answered it that way. No one.
Totally agree. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling me up, Kitt, and thanks for the space, and thanks, Michael, for joining. It really helps us.
My pleasure, man. Good question.
High five, Jim Brown, my
Th-
guy. I love it.
Thank you, Kitt. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, much love, brother. Again, high five and a hug. So my boy hunting the Wick Leo, he's been up before. He has some very good questions. He is our mon ami, one of our French friends here at Trader Roundup. Hunting the Wick, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm very well. I hope you're doing good. No, you went through something tough, so my thought out for you. I mean, it's been going good on and off. Enjoying the journey. Really enjoying Michael last streams recently. So basically, okay, I'm gonna follow protocol and introduce myself
Hey, real
succinctly.
quick,
So
is anyone having any issues hearing Hunting the Wick? Hunting the Wick, your mic is a little muffled. It's a little muffled.
okay, can you guys hear me better
That's
now?
much better,
I can
buddy.
hear you now.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
sorry
you.
guys. So
Pretty please continue.
uh,
Thank you for that, Michael. Go ahead.
I was about to introduce myself substantially. So I've been studying ICT for now 27 or 28 months. Giving all I've got. I think I've accumulated 8,000 hours of study so far. So this year mentorship is very, very, very saucy for, I believe people that have like this time in the market and studying the concept, because it does a lot of patching work for me. And basically it's like what I take away from it is like how to play defense and phasing on body candle and wick, how to read price action, cut through price action, and more so how to being able to draw a line in the sand in terms of defense to know, oh, when the ID is wrong farther than this point or this point. So yes, there is a lot of source really. What else Michael has been addressing lately? Oh, there is so much. Just bear with me. On top of my head, yes, and all of those edge case in terms of fair value gap. When fair value gap has a wick in candle number one, taking consideration like the top of the wick more than the inefficiency itself. It's all those and phasing that really doing the patchwork to get me where I want to be in terms of the skill. And in terms of question, if I had any, because Michael always answered the question either ahead or afterwards, so in the coming lecture.
Yeah, I was hoping you had some kind of question, mate. Yes, sir. I love you.
Yes, I do.
Continue.
So, my question would have been in terms of the first presented fair value gap. If what to do with the elder block that caused this first presented fair value gap if it's outside the window of the macro? Should it be still taken in consideration? Because basically it's like I've been trying like to
I appreciate that question. That's a good question. I mean, you're trying for sure. That's a good question.
I'm trying to frame the context of what he's really getting at. I'm willing to listen to him articulate a little bit better than what he's done. I just can't see what he's asking specifically.
Sure. Can I let me reformulate. So the first presented fair value gap, you told us that we need to start to detect it from the minute 51 and I mean during the macro, let's say. So if the first presented fair value gap appear within the macro or within the first 10 minutes of the top of the hour, if the order block is outside of that window, should we take it in consideration as the first OB, or the first OB need to be within the window of the macro?
You're saying that you're seeking a first presented order block in a macro time?
Yes, but as you explained to us, it's like the first presented fair value gap. It need to be, let's say, on the
Did you
NY
not
open.
just mention order block? What are we referring to?
Yeah.
Is it order block or fair value gap?
Well, it's one that is how can I say? It's one is a consequence of the other. So, for example, NY open, the first presented fair value gap, we only supposed to take it in consideration for minute 31 and eventually minute 32 and minute 33. But let's say that the other block that created that fair value gap is outside. Let's say it's happening at 9:27, 9:28. Should we take it in consideration as the first order block, or no? Because it's outside of the time window.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Thank you. That's it.
Okay, Pippi Banks, jump on up here, buddy. Pretty please. Thank you, Hunting the Wick. Much love, my mon ami. Thank you for coming up.
Love.
We appreciate you, buddy. Pippi Banks, favorite charter, favorite private ICT charter. You there, buddy? My NYC mechanic and one of my all-time best friends. Pippi Banks. Bro, you ball tap me here. Come on. You're supposed to come up. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. Anonymous. We got Anonymous coming up next. Pippi Banks will jump in when he can.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing
Kitt?
fantastic, brother.
Awesome.
We're dialed
Hope
in. We're
everyone's okay.
focused. We've had a great conversation. How can you tap in,
Awesome.
bro?
I love it. Yeah, I love the conversation today. I'll just follow protocol. So I'm anonymous. I'm 26 years old. Been trading ICT for 4 years now. And I like trading the swing points. So,
Ooh,
it's like the fractal.
month
Yeah.
5, episode 5, defining institutional swing points. My favorite core content episode in month 5. M's and W's. Woo!
Exactly. And there's so much things you can do to them. You can add model 2022 rejection blocks, Venom. I mean, I love them.
I do too. For what
Um,
it's worth, get anybody who has not watched core content month 5, episode 5. There's not even a chart. It's just a conversation on defining institutional swing points. And boy, oh boy, is it a model. Is it a model? Core content month 5, episode 5, defining institutional swing points. Anyway, go ahead, buddy, because what you're saying is like you're speaking my language now. I'm getting excited. Like I love that. I love that model.
yeah. Well, just to answer ICT's question, how he said, what did we see this morning? So the swing point happened today at 9:30 on the 15-minute time frame. And when he mentioned that quadrant, if you look inside of that 15-minute candle on the 1 minute, all those up close candles is one order block. And if you look at the midpoint, it's exactly to the tick. The middle is that quadrant level of the daily suspension block. Even though I didn't take that trade, it's like refreshing to see. It's just like, oh, they didn't change the algorithm. It's like there it
You're
is.
applying the 2026 mentorship and its
Quadrants.
mechanics within to what you're seeing real time. Yeah.
Right,
Quadrants
exactly.
and then the octants, right? I didn't even know what those were called until this year.
Right, me neither.
Personally, I didn't. I'm
When
just saying, and I'm big into like math and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, when you break it up into eighths, it's an octant. Okay.
yeah. That's when he introduced those, I started like getting out of my chair. I was like, "Oh my goodness." You know?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a game changer for sure. But I did have a question here. I've been blowing you up in the
I
DMs.
do.
I've
That's
been working.
and I appreciate you. That's
Yeah.
why I have you up here. I appreciate, value the communication, and yeah, if you got a question, jump in.
Yeah, so I've been working on it for a couple weeks now, and it's basically, I know the market's been ugly, so you can't really like apply it, but it's a classic buy day, and it was actually like it was a deleted video, and I happened to stumble upon it about like last year, so I've been working on it from last year, but it was basically he taught it back in 2016, and it was about buying above midnight open, but it was for this one I just wanted to get like clarifications. So it's about buying above midnight open 15 to 30 pips, he said. And then you just put on like a 50-point stop. And if it's gonna be a classic buy day or a sell day, it'll never hit your stop. And so I've been testing that for about a year now, and sometimes it's just super clean. Like it'll never hit your stop. And you'll be in at the the high or the low of the day. So I just wanted to get like an updated version of that. Is that to because it was for Forex. So is that translated to 15 to 30 points now to indices?
It can be, yes. It's universal. It's not just a forex model.
Got it. Okay. And then when you introduce the quadrants, that's when I really started freaking out. So let me see here. I have a picture here, and I kind of wanted to go over it because it happened on. I'm gonna post it in the chat here.
My man, my man. I like it.
Yeah,
Following
coming ready.
protocol to a T.
Okay, I just posted it here. So let me see here. I'm trying to pull it up so I can. There it is. Did you see the picture I posted?
No, hold up, buddy. I'm looking for it right now.
Okay.
I went off mute so I can talk to you as well. Someone goes, stop yapping. That's so funny. These comments are great.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. I don't see your thing. Let me go back to it one more time. Do you just posted it? There we go. There we go. I see you.
Yeah.
I see you. You got a black chart.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
got
So the
midnight.
one
I
to
see you
the
trade. I see you got midnight open on your chart, my man.
always, always. I
I
love that.
mean,
That's,
bro, if you don't trade off of midnight, do you really trade ICT?
exactly. No, if you don't learn that, I mean, you're missing a lot. But I always start my days with that. But for this one, it was what was it? I was using the Asian range. So I used, the bodies, because you taught you can use the bodies when you were teaching, flout, central bank dealing range. I used the 15-minute bodies. Then I got a standard deviation. You could see it, the blue line up there, half a standard deviation. Then I used the midnight opening range, from 12 to 12:30. And then I used up to 6 standard deviation, and the quadrants happened to align. And then I used, it wasn't on this chart, but I used 1:30 to 2 a.m.
Okay.
And the other quadrant was -4. And so all of those quadrants align. In that classic buy day video, you were saying if the ranges align and then it's time, that will give you the exact high of the day. So I'm wondering, do you still apply all of that, or is it just a big fluff? Is it not real, or you don't use that?
I'm not demanding that level of precision right now, only because of the manipulation that we're seeing. There's a lot of chaff in the marketplace. When things
Hmm.
settle down, I'll go right back to things like that as well. Yes.
Ooh, okay. And how about, so when you're using the standard deviations, you're not using, are you just using the classic, 0.5, -1? Are you not using like the eights for, the projections, are you?
That's for homework.
Ooh.
Saucy.
Oh, that's an answer without an answer, my friend.
I got it. Okay. And then I had a question about, how about so after a classic buy day, my second picture on the left was, you said that usually the highest probability fair value gaps form in the lower 1/3 of the daily range. And so this second picture, I was just trying to get like clarifications, because you said the 15, like this is from model number 5 video in the core content. And I was just
Wait,
wondering,
model number 5. When you say
yeah,
model number 5, are you referring to month 5, or are you referring to charter price action model 5, which is not in core content? It is referring to the standard deviation model, which would make sense, but it's not part of core content. It's price action model 5. Yeah.
right, it's the
Yeah, it's the
charter
price action.
number,
Price action model 5 is what you're referring to, which is the
day
standard
trading,
deviation model.
intraday
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
volatility.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wanted to clear it up because, well,
Right.
I like to ensure that we are referencing things correctly. So you are referencing charter price action model 5, the standard deviation model. Pretty please continue.
Yeah, so I'll give you the exact, it's model number 5, video 2, 10 minutes and 20 seconds. That's what I'm referring to when he's
Oh,
talking about that.
my guy. I got you. I know exactly where you're at. Continue.
Yeah. So I was just trying to get clarifications. You said you could use it on the 15 to 30, or no, 15 to 5 minute, the fair value gaps. But this one I'm showing is the hourly fair value gap. I was just wondering, I know you said that the higher time frames take precedent over the lowers. So if it lays on top of a quadrant, is that just the highest probability fair value gap on a higher time frame? Would you just not go down to a lower time frame and just stick with an hour and go off of that?
You could, but I like to be more precise, and the lower time frames afford me that. But there's nothing inherently wrong about what you're describing and utilizing that logic with it.
Got it. Okay, cool. And then last thing, on that first picture, I forgot to ask it. It has to do with this is, month 3 core content video number 3. It's about order
Yeah,
blocks.
order block month 4, episode 3. Go ahead. Month
Yeah.
4, not 3, but go ahead.
Well, this one has to do with institutional sponsorship. It's not. It's trading above midnight and looking for that order block
Yeah.
to show that they're a part of the move.
Okay.
So this one, when I have that green arrow, and I say, would you consider that an order block? So that opening price.
Well,
My
let me
question.
ask you, is it the highest up close candle? Is it the highest up close candle in structure?
Yes.
Okay, so by definition, can you answer your own question?
Right, but then okay, so then if that second one, if that gets violated, is that now just a bigger order block? Does it keep upgrading each time each one of those is getting violated? Do you just keep growing the quadrants of the order block each time a new opening price is violated?
In your example there, the last one, that
Yeah.
notice how prominent and larger than the rest of the subsequent little tiny little candles are.
Hmm.
Whenever you see that extrapolation, whether it be a down close candle for a potential bullish order block, in this case, it's the last candle. When it shows that extreme blow off type run, disregard all the little ones prior to it. That last one's that's the change in the state of delivery.
Last one. Okay, got it.
If they're all
Got
uniform
it.
and close to the same range, if you will, and there's several consecutive up close candles, if they're all uniform, basically the same, and there's no extrapolation on the final candle, you have to consider the entire range of all of them. But if there's a last big push in the final candle in that series, if it's the largest
Mhm.
one, changing the state of delivery is that opening.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what I figured. But you don't how about like when the second one is violated, you don't like consider that one. You just go back to the last one until all of them are violated,
No,
correct?
everything I just said answers your question.
Okay. I'll listen back to it for sure. Okay. All right. I think that's all of my
I
questions.
mean,
Thank
bro,
you
we
so much.
crushed it. We crushed it with your list of questions today. You had some very good ones, my friend.
Yeah, well, thank you. I can't wait to, go back test these because I'm sure there's some more sauce.
Oh, no doubt.
Well, thank you for having me on. God bless you both. Thank you.
Take care,
High
bro.
five. Isaac Trades Market Grab. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you great.
All right. Protocol. My name is Isaac. I'm 20 years old and have been trading ICT for 4 years. I think, yeah, since the start of the 2022 mentorship. And yeah, did I say I'm 20 years
Well,
old?
I
Yeah.
was going to say,
That's what
so
they need.
you're 20. That means you've been riding for 4 years. So so let me ask you this. You have not studied anything but ICT in your entire trading career. Is that a correct assumption with your understanding of the market?
No, actually.
Okay,
I
that's fair.
started.
16.
I,
Okay. So you're like,
I
no,
started.
I'm a wily vet, mate. I'd already been in the market for a few years. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I started 6 years ago, and I started with just like normal retail concepts
Okay,
like
right on,
support and
dude. Right
resistance.
on. Yeah, so you've been passionate about the market for quite some time, clearly.
Yeah. And then what happened 2 years after was I just prayed to God, just prayed to Jesus, and I was like, oh, show me, like, just, I want to know how to trade. And then I saw this guy that was talking about FVGs, and I was like, well, FVGs, what does that mean? And then I searched FVG Forex, and then I saw like videos of people teaching ICT. But then in the comments, people were saying that, oh, you teach so much better than ICT. Like, I really love the way you do it. Like, it's so much better. And then I was like, who's this ICT guy? And then I went to his page and I was like, oh my God, this is boring. But then when I went back, I was like, no, like, I don't think I'm in the right place. I need to go to the actual, like, boring part, you know? And yeah, that's how I discovered ICT, basically.
That's
But
hilarious, and I love the candor. You're like, yeah, that's so boring. But go ahead.
yeah, so just similar to the anonymous guy, I trade swing points as well. And basically kind of like, I mean, swing is like similar to like market structure shifts, like quarterly theory, you know, just like swing points basically. And my question would be, obviously, like the imbalance that we had today was in was in between 60 days. I mean 60 bars, and I was wondering because like that imbalance was traded through up and down like several of times. So it's like my question is, why is it that even today those points are still influential? Like, why are they still influential till this day? And then that's my first question.
Okay,
My last
before you
question.
go to that, rephrase the first part. What is it specifically you're asking? What level?
Oh, I was talking about the suspension block in the daily, on the daily.
Okay, so the one I used in gray today.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to answer it now, or you want me to wait for your second question?
You can answer it now, or I can any.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
When we
Yeah, go
go
ahead.
through price action, okay, I don't teach supply and demand. We don't. There's no such thing as a fresh zone for me because we don't do zones. When you go back through the body of that price action that we scanned through, and I took your attention right to that suspension block, over time, you're gonna have that same vision where your eye just jumps to it. It literally will just go right to it. That's what the algorithm does. It goes through and it cycles through for ranges that have an imbalance above and below. That's what makes it a suspension block. And it stands out apart from it. Not only is it just an inefficiency that will be utilized again, because it's not one and done and throw it away and discard it, just like a opening range gap. We use it for weeks if we want to. These levels are constantly anchoring, so that way if there's a program that's running, okay, and you have to just suspend your disbelief if you don't think there's an algorithm, but when you start thinking like this, it becomes absolutely apparent there must be something going on that's scripted, because it keeps calling back to these same price levels when no other order of discipline in trading ever refers to it. So by me calling your attention to that, I'm doing the very same thing. 20-day look back, 40-day look back, all that stuff I taught in core content. Go back and look through and see where these imbalances are. Just because it spent time inside them doesn't negate it or throw it away. So it's the same principle we're using with opening range gaps, new week opening gaps. How many new week opening gaps am I telling you to keep on it as a good rule of thumb? 5, right? So the same premise is being applied to that suspension block in any other PD array. But I'll take your second question now.
Okay, that answers the question. And also, obviously, like when it comes to breaker swings, like for me, like those are easy, and trading into them, it's also like easy. Like I can trade into like an order block on the specific time frame, but the thing is that with failure swings is like it's hard to anticipate the turning point. Like I know that, for example, assuming we're going lower, I know that it's gonna likely trade into like a level of premium. However, I don't know the specific turning point, and yeah, that's the question.
What specifically are you asking, though? Like, I mean, repeat the first portion of the question, because I'm not really anchored to a question point that I can respond to. An uncertainty and not being able to do something, that's fine. I can help you there, but I don't know what you're specifically saying the shortcoming is on.
Failure swings, and basically anticipating where the turning point will be. Like
The order block formation and the CISD is what you're curious about, it sounds like.
yeah, literally like basically where the turning point would be. Like the turning point of a breaker swing is above the high that it's breaking into, right? And the turning point for the failure swing, that's where I'm having an issue with.
Well, just
Like I
real
think
quickly, Isaac, what we are doing and what you are doing and what Michael highlights is ways in which that you can identify these algorithmic signatures. The change in the state of delivery, the order block, the defining and institutional swing points, these are all mechanisms. And the question you're asking is a very good one, but it's also one that you will find and discover with your own familiarity. So I appreciate the question. And you're asking, is there more? Is there more than a change in the state of delivery? Is there more than an order block? Is there more than a defined swing point? And I think Michael would probably safely say, no, the mechanisms are laid out and you need to align to them. Is that correct, Michael? I don't know.
No, there's more. There's lots of more. There's lots more. But I want to make sure I understand his question correctly. Let's assume that the market's trading towards an old high. And are you asking where that higher high is going to create the swing point turn and drop lower? Is that what you're asking?
No, like when a failure swing is about to happen, where is the turning point for the second high, the second lower high?
That's going to be inside of the last, like we just talked about with the other caller. He had a chart and it had an extrapolated final candle. That candle's open. That would be the change in state of delivery. So any run back up into that after it goes lower, once it goes to that price of the opening price, it validates that order block. It doesn't need to close below it. So if we do get a run below it in price and comes right back up into it, that'll be a logical place to go short.
Oh, right. Okay. That answers the question. Yeah.
Also, if you have a smaller time frame, if you're looking at, say, for instance, you're looking at a 1 minute chart and you're anticipating a lower high forming and you want to be short, you may or may not have a bullish fair value gap in the price run up that makes the slightly higher high to the left, the one you're trying to short into. That non-existent fair value gap, if you drop down to, say, a 30-second or a 15-second chart, you can use the fair value gap that forms inside of that time frame and trade that as an inversion fair value gap. And many times you'll see the bodies that form the turning point in the 1 minute chart. It'll be utilizing that in the 15 or 30-second time frame, but the wicks you got to allow for a little bit of fluff price action going a little bit higher, so the stop loss be above the previous high, one tick, and that's how I would do it.
All right. Perfect. Thanks. That answers the question. Thank you. Bye.
Great question, Isaac.
Thanks.
Anonymous had a follow-up question with his hand up. I appreciate the hand up. Is this a follow-up question, sir?
Yeah, it was one more question. It was about the Asian dealing range, the flout, and the central bank dealing
So
range.
core content month 8, episodes 4, 5, defining intraday profiles. Go ahead.
Yes, I was just wondering, do you still utilize them? And because the
Do you
ranges are
still
so
utilize that? If I'm
well, I know.
citing to the minute the episode, is it important?
Well, yes, of
Okay.
course. But in terms of like today's volatility, he had it like it had to be 20 to 40 points, and if it was more than that, because today's volatility is like it's insane.
PIP translations, the PIP translations. I get this question a lot, and I'm sure Michael, I mean, he gets it a lot too. But
Mhm.
how would, and I'm going to reframe your question, Anonymous, and I
Okay.
will, hand the microphone graciously to Michael and ask potentially for an answer for the community. But the intraday London protraction, as taught in month 8, has a 20 to 40 pip range. That is in Forex. The question continuously asked as we point this schematic to students is how do they apply that pip variance to the indices range?
That's what I'm revisiting now to give a baseline general rule of thumb in the current market environment. It's very difficult for me to nail that down because of the unprecedented volatility, which is why I say I'm learning, just like all of you, using these concepts in this market climate. It's not existed. It's never existed before. So I'm trying to find a way where I can formulate a general rule basis. Say, okay, this is what I'm finding. It's useful. It's fair. It's a general rule. It's not a panacea. That is unfortunately what I'm doing behind the scenes. A lot of times I'm running a lot of calculations that I didn't even teach in core content or in paid mentorship. I have other tools I'm doing, and some of them are very, very strong still. Others are struggling to keep up with what I've been able to do with it in the past. That's not changing the algorithm. That's just simply unprecedented volatility, and you're going to have to weather that no matter what. So it's an ongoing process, and I'm hoping to have that finalized by the time I get volume 3 out.
Got it. Yeah, because that's what I noticed too. Is like these, 20 to 40 points is now in one candle, so it's just like Phil's doing whatever Phil's doing.
I love that question, and I love that Michael gave that response. I believe we as traders are constantly looking for kind of that answer or that equation that will vary per asset, right? A little bit, and based on the volatility that we're also dealing with as well. So, what the movement might be in NQ might be different than YM, might be different than ES, might be different than gold, might be different than oil. So the commodities, the FX, the indices, that pip variance, it's interesting. And I mean, Michael will present what he presents when he presents it. I typically, just to put it out there, I typically utilize a percentage off of an open. And the reason I utilize a percentage off of an open is because it is a uniform algorithmic measure. Pips, points, all have a variance based on the asset. The percentage, the deviation, the displacement off of an open price is uniform. So that's what I do personally, is I utilize the percentage off of an open.
As a reminder, if you've been paying attention, every time I get into the rants or whatnot, and I talk about tools that are not being implemented in current market environments, it's because I want to kind of like emphasize the importance of simplicity right now. There's no necessity at all to have the highest high of the day to the tick. There's no necessity right now to have the lowest low of the day to the tick. Trying to capture just a piece of the meat on the bone is sufficient enough. And should the markets ever quiet back down, then all those other amplified techniques that, doesn't require us to use them, but it's fun. It helps get the lion's portion of the ranges. Now, what would be capitalized in lower time frame, or not lower time, lower volatility conditions, trying to get the lion's portion of the range back in normal market environments, just an average, position today, intraday, smokes what I was trying to capitalize in the full portion of the lion's portion of the range with these high end technical aspects of getting the high, the low of the day. We don't need that now. At the current climate and the tone of the marketplace right now, we don't need to have those things. Just take a pound of flesh and be happy you survived it and moved to the next opportunity or next trading day.
So you're re-emphasizing, and I love what you just said. As much as you, the student, as much as we as the student body are studying past coursework, let's reiterate the importance of what you're learning in 25, 26, the importance of 37 handles, the importance of the 930 open drive, the importance of the scheduled volatility in which you could potentially partake within the market. In these conditions, it's not about the daily high and low. It's not about the schematic that you are potentially studying within core content month 8. It is not that. Understanding that is what Michael is saying, but you need to come in and really, really, really be looking at applying what you're learning in 2026. As much as we are talking about, and as a community, understanding 16 and 17's core content, you really, really, really have to dial into the existing market conditions, which are right now, which are going to go back to every single trader roundup, every single ICT space, every single ICT YouTube and live stream, all of the things that you are learning right now, all of these live streams that are happening right now. That's going to be your biggest and best educator for the situation that we're dealing with right now. So constantly, the mentorship is going to be a reflection on the existing market conditions. The existing market conditions are hold on, be careful, get your single expansion. One expansion is really all we're talking about. And we go back to one micro, you go back to 37 points, and you go back to how you are going to align yourself with the 930 open and what you can do to identify pre-market conditions. So these are standard schematic follow-throughs in which we as a community are highlighting and looking at what Michael is teaching real time in these conditions and where and how we can apply these real-time market conditions to our trade plans and or our own study. So expectations are low. You're not looking to be engaged in the market for long periods of time. You're looking at single high probability expansions coming out of liquidity sweeps and or inefficiencies being filled. You really need to learn how to journal and observe price action. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now. That's why we're here. Trader Roundup, ICT 48 live stream follow through. Your boy Kitt here. Thank you for being here. We're
I guess
gonna
saying, I guess
go ahead.
saying the return back to basics when volatility or difficulty increases in the markets, just going back to the lowest of required elements to a trade and lower leverage. That's always the easiest fix psychologically and financially. It'll keep you out of blowing the account. It'll keep you from wrecking yourself and living through it. Okay, there's so many people. Just look online. The people that are honest, they'll tell you they've blown their accounts. They've had this many payouts for this, that, and thing, or they have a live account and they did something. They went on until they blew out. It's because they're getting tapped on the shoulder by greed. They're seeing these big runs, these big volatility days, and they're hoping they're going to catch a big windfall victory. And if you study what I teach, I don't teach windfall victories. I teach low resistant liquidity run conditions and high probability market conditions. And if it affords you to build it up and build the position large, then that's fine, then do it. But here, like I rolled back to micro to illustrate as a teacher, as a mentor, I'm not ashamed to teach in that medium. And if I'm teaching in that medium, look around. There's a lot of other people, a lot of other educators. They've moved away from minis. So that influence, I'm proud of that. Okay, I'm proud of it, and it's giving you the inspiration to think preservation, not capital increasement. Okay, increasing the amount of equity in your account is the least thing right now, because any one single day out here could literally destroy you if you're not careful, if you over leverage, if you do too much. It's working backwards. So having a very simple structure, a plan going back to simple trading, simple draw on liquidity, a simple entry mechanism, and being content with enough. You'll sleep better at night. You won't worry about, I didn't get enough. I should have did more. Don't do that. Right now, we're not in that climate right now. So basic training, what you learned in basic training, this is what you apply right now, and you'll be fine.
Basic training. I love that.
Yeah, I want to just reiterate what Michael's saying because I am getting some DMs. This model is not, you don't use it every day. It only happens. It's just a tool you use. It's 4 to 6 times a month. So, you're not trying to go out there, especially today's volatility. You'll blow out before you can even capture it. If you're going to try this, just use paper. I've been doing this for a year on this model specifically, and, I'm still doing paper on it. But it's just a good study. It's just a tool, like a doctor that uses a scalpel. You just use it when the opportunity presents itself.
Good job, buddy. I like that. Good ad.
Yeah, thank you.
Andre, you're up next. 11:43. We got 20 minutes left. Wait, is that right? We said around noon, I believe.
You have 16 and a half minutes.
Okay, thank you. Where did he go? Andre, you're up, buddy.
Hello, I'm Andre, and I'm from Italy. I've been studying ICT since 2022, and I just wanted to thank you all for being all here because of the war right now and what is happening. So we don't know what is going to happen the next day. So thank you all for organizing this space, first of all. My question is, as I'm trading currently gold, I don't know if the best choice is to trade gold or because sometimes I see it as really manipulating and some of the strategies are not working. So, do you think should I stick with gold in in terms of discipline and technique, or should I switch to Nasdaq or
That's
S&P
such a
500?
personal question. I think it's difficult for us to answer that for you.
Actually, anyone that's been watching my live streams, they'll answer the question about whether I think that person should be trading gold or not. Everyone should know that answer.
Good point.
Well, okay, that makes sense. All right. Could you guys repeat me that the answer for that, or I need to watch the videos to understand that?
The answer is no.
So the answer is no to what?
Andre, you can't ask questions to your own questions and then act like you didn't ask it. You can't have the questions and then this not make sense to you.
To answer your
No,
question directly, because it doesn't sound like you're watching the live streams. And a lot of the live streams that I'm doing, I'm answering lots of questions that people ask me all the time. It's coming out because of things I'm remembering before I read the comment section. Ones that are really heavy, or I see something repeating continuously. Gold keeps coming up a lot. And because everybody has watched gold run up last year before we called it up there, you know, it went where we were looking for. That market changed. And I warned everybody, you know, you got to take some profits because, you know, everybody's long. And we saw it dump. So when it does that, and silver the same thing, I told everybody I would personally not touch this market. It's going to have characteristics that are going to hurt you. Don't trade it. Don't get excited about capturing the next big price run, because the volatility in it is going to hurt you. So to answer your question, you're asking me if I think you should trade gold. I don't think any of you should be trading gold. And I don't care what gold does. You can all come back and say, I made this much money, you were wrong. Wonderful. But you're asking me, I'm telling you the reasons why they're highly manipulating it, and you're probably going to be wrong.
Okay, thank you so much for this answer. Thank you. I'm sorry for not following up to the videos. Thank you.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we're doing here, in case you haven't picked up on it. If you're out listening and you're trying to get an opportunity to come up and talk, I actually opened up with you all. And I said, I want to hear everybody that's watched the live stream and tell me what entry mechanism. Only one person, the guy that talked the most, he's the only one that really did anything with that. So I'm making my time available, and I want to get something out of it personally. And the feedback I'm looking for, I'm not getting it. So as a community, just try to keep that in mind. I don't mind answering extra questions, but try to have that as a response, because I've done two really good, in my opinion, informative live streams this week. And then today, yeah, I outlined everything for you. And I wanted to see where everybody is in their learning, what their expectations are in terms of entry mechanism, because there's several of them. I'm going to review it tonight in a live stream after the close of the day. But I want people to kind of like chime in and tell me what they're seeing. And I understand that you think this is the only opportunity you're ever going to have the chance to talk to me, but I am on X. You can ask me your questions. You can type them out. You can have a chart and say, hey, ICT, would you do this? Would you do that? And if I don't answer you, just spam me with it. I just, many times I don't see it, but I want to get something out of this, not just deposit. I want to withdraw from it. And the withdrawal I'm taking is the feedback I'm getting from all of you as students.
Okay, I'm actually watching the mentorship and I'm taking also notes, but I didn't hear when you mentioned about not trading. I mean, not trading the market, especially. I mean, you mentioned sometimes that it's really volatility and it's not good to trade. But I didn't pay attention when you mentioned that it's not good to trade that or not to trade at all.
It's
My
been
fault for
live
that.
sessions, not mentorship videos. It's when I'm actually live streaming. So just, you know, just take it under advisement. If you make money doing it, God bless you. But if you lost money, I don't want to hear about it, because I said to everyone, don't touch it.
Okay, that's it for the questions. Thank you so much, and thank you for the space again on these times. It's actually helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Andre. Keeping it going. We are coming to a close here. I'm going at some of you guys. I haven't spoken with you, but Eddie, I'm trying to get some new faces up here, new names up here, and pretty please follow the assignment. Eddie, you're up.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, brother.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this amazing space. So my name is Eddie. I'm from UK. I born in Portugal. I'm living in UK at the moment. So do you guys need my model as well? Because I know.
A little bit how you engage with price, your age, and how long you've been trading, right?
So
Just a
my
couple
okay.
simple answers.
That's it. My age is 26 years old. The way I engage with price is with the model 2024 is basically look for liquidity and looking for a reversal for opposing liquidity, expansion for the opposing liquidity. I engage with literally all the PGRAs, basically all the PGRAs. At the moment I'm in the volatility pinball. I'm training on that. So I watched today the live stream. I did not really, make any analysis from the chart, and I saw the suspension block, which is already being responded to that question. But what I really, really want to understand was when ICT said about if the trade comes here, which was at the week, that was where my attention was on, because that was like, yeah, if the week the candle come here, my trade is gone. I if Mike, if you could answer my question, why did you say that? Because it was like a very, very important point for me. It's kind of understanding with the volatility and just say I'm done for today.
What you're saying is when I annotated that wick and I said if it went to
That week,
consequent
yeah,
encroachment, yeah,
that constant encroachment, yeah, exactly.
because because of the volatility, we've been one-sided except for that little first couple seconds of the first 1 minute candle at 9:30, and then we started tanking. Um, I just don't trust the volatility. Then I come back inside that range, and by having a wick like that in the procession of price action going lower, if price is going to go lower and it's extremely bearish, I would have preferred it not go there. I wanted to see it move to that low of that daily suspension block that I shaded in gray. I wanted to see that deliver. It didn't do that, but the fact that we got back to that consequent encroachment in this environment, I'm going to be much more nimble or force myself to be much more nimble versus another. I think I said this in the live stream. In other market environments, I wouldn't be so amped up about trying to exit the position that's still unfolding. We aren't in that climate right now. There's a whole lot of price action that's pulling back into the range that we're seeing deliver. So a lot of that give and take, I'm not willing to sit through. So to make that transferable for you as a student, that wick, if it went to consequent encroachment, I'm going to kill whatever position I have and save the stop loss because I could be wrong. And in this environment, I can be wrong. And because of that, I have to make allowance for imperfection. So imperfection, I can still trade in imperfect conditions, but you have to know what causes you to get out of the trade before it stops you out, before you take a loss, before all those things occur. You have to have processes and protocols. So in a normal delivery that's bearish, price should have never came back to that consequent encroachment. Why? Because if it fails to get the consequent encroachment of that wick, it's concluded its presentation of extreme bearishness, let's put it that way. For it to get to its consequent encroachment level doesn't indicate bearishness at all. It's questionable. So if it's going to go to a state of 50-50, right or wrong, I'd rather pull out of that trade.
Okay. Even though when I was watching the live stream, I was looking at, the fair value gap when price start dropping and even make that week. I was looking at that rejection block, if you give me inside of the fair value gap, the CB. I don't know which time it was. It was the 931 fair value gap. I don't know
That's
if I
first
need
presented
to.
fair value gap for today.
Yeah, the first one. I was looking at the top at the rejection block if price could be there, because in the previous live stream I'm just on the 2024 at the moment. I don't watch anything else. I just watch your tweets sometimes. It's like I'm just looking at the charts because I'm not watching other models. But I was looking at the rejection block. So you telling me when is this market environment is like looking for wet price, because I can just, you say all the time, like weeks. You're looking a lot at the weeks, and at the moment I'm looking a lot at the weeks. I can just tell if you have a fair value gap on top, and if you have a week below of that fair value gap, look at the consequent encroachment, what is where price is going to go. So essentially, what I'm saying is look for where price could go. Like if you have like a PG rate, in this case, like a
Eh,
consequent encroachment. Yeah, sorry.
No, do you have a question, buddy? Or are you
Yeah,
just trying to work
yeah.
work this out in your head?
No, my bad. Yeah, just wanted to understand that.
Yeah, no, I hear you working out, trying to understand in your head,
Yeah.
which I appreciate, but
Okay.
that's sounds like you got some work to do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We can just say that. Yeah, but it's essentially that. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you, kid, for to come up, and Michael, once again, thank you. Thank you all.
You're welcome, brother.
High five. We got a couple more minutes. We are wrapping up. Those of you listening, Michael's pretty much left it clear. We're looking for feedback. And I think it's very, very fair for him to come here. And if he's asking questions within the community and within this classroom of price, within the things that we do here, then it's imperative that you come up with an answer or not come up. Is that fair? I'm not referring to anyone in specific. I'm just saying for future conversation. Okay. So we want to add value and we want this to be something we really, really enjoy doing. And we want folks to be able to come back and listen and be able to get value themselves. So it's very important that we think when we come up to speak. We're going to wrap up with Market Oracle. He came on a little earlier. He's my guy, my guy from India. How you doing? I know you're trading a live account. I know you definitely paid attention today, and you might have a question or some type of follow up for Michael. Market Oracle.
Thank you, Kitt, for having me on. And hello, Michael. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Thank you, sir, for yesterday's session with us and how you opened up in the live uh, in the X days after that. So, to answer your first your question uh, about the today's price action, I would have been too scared without your. I did not take any trades today, and I did not plan to because of the huge opening range gap. But during the tape trading session, I would have been even during even for the demo trade, I would have been too scared to take a trade, even a demo trade in this environment. So, but if gun to my head, I would have taken the short when the price went back to the first presented fair value gap. And my question to you was, and I was thinking during the time you mentioned the wick, you marked the consequent encroachment of that wick. I was thinking about why would he choose that wick specifically? Because we had a first presentation fair value gap over the top, and you generally place your stop loss above the consequent encroachment of that. And we had a series of up close candles before we had a drop down that would have been a bearish order block. So my question to you is, why did we choose specifically that wick? And we had more wicks to the left of it, and how would I have engaged with price today? What did I get to the live stream? I would have taken the return back to the first presented fair value gap. And Michael, I want to say one more thing. I know you don't like turning on the comment section of your videos, but during the last night's live stream, that comment section is open, and there is a lot of sugar rush over there.
Was I lying? And that's all it is. And I just think it doesn't look good in the community's eye. It just looks like worship, and I don't want that. I appreciate the sentiments that are given to me, but I'm showcasing why I don't do it. And you can see the people that are trolling me. I'm responding to them. So I'm not hiding from anybody. I'm not doing anything that's surreptitious. It's just a sugar fest. You'll go into a diabetic coma if you're reading them by yourself and it was directed towards you. I'm just showing you this is what it's like. So, it's no different than what it is on X. I don't intend to keep it going like that, but I just want you to know that as a community, that's all that's going on behind the scenes. And when people do troll me, they say something smart, you're seeing it. It's there. So it's no hiding. It's not, he doesn't want to, it's whatever it is, whatever's being posted, there it is. So if I could, I'm gonna amplify that WIC conversation about the consequent encouragement over the charts tonight. But in short order as a response, the WIC I chose because it was the lowest one in that price run ahead of my target. My target was the low at that daily suspension block, that gray box. And because it was getting close to it, I wanted to see it accelerate to the downside. If it's going to come back to that consequent encroachment of that wick, that is not bearishness. It's not the heaviness that I would expect to see that close to my target. Can it retrace back to where it did? Sure. I'm not personally willing to hold on to that because it could snap up real suddenly and traverse 30 handles, 50 handles, all in a matter of a second or two, and take away the stop loss at a larger give back in terms of the unrealized profit that would have been in that hypothetical trade. Why give up that? If the conditions shift to 50-50 by going to that wick's consequent encroachment, looking back, that's the closest wick from where price action was at the time. When I was commenting, if it comes back to here, I would want to bail out and save the stop. And I don't care if it goes and trades lower. I don't care about that because of the tone of the market right now, because of the volatility. I mean, look at the first candlestick. Look how fast it moved and how many handles it moved. So it can do that and run to that short-term high where my stop would have hypothetically been, and I would have given up more of the unrealized gain than I would want to. Nobody would want to have that. It's better for you to collapse the trade and keep more of the profit and still be wrong if it continues than to say, well, let me just see what happens. There's times to do that, but now's not that time because the volatility is so extreme. Is that a fair response that makes sense?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
I mean, 12:01, I like the time, Michael. That was a great way to kind of conclude today and put a bow on the class, and then also reiterate to the folks again the importance of that follow through in bringing feedback to the lectures and the content, right? Not the sugar fest, but the actual follow through. Here, I'm, I,
Yes, sir. Do
I got
you?
I got one more spread. I got one more person here. I don't know, Michael, if you got to go, we'll wrap it up. So,
We'll squeeze it in.
all right, we'll squeeze it in. Johnny, my guy, you're up. You're last. Spread love. Come on. You there? Blowing up my text message. I hope X is being nice to you. You can say something. Grr, this would have been good. He was who I wanted. Are you there, Johnny? Says you can speak. Pretty please. Getting text messages. I already know it's we're just gonna end it here. I'd love to squeeze it in. I'm getting blown up by my friends here who do want to come in but can't speak, and I'm just ADD, can't handle. Wait, you there? One more time? No, Michael, we're gonna leave it here, buddy. That's okay.
If I have a couple seconds in closing, I want to be
Pretty
able.
please.
I want to be able to say something so that way. If you've noticed when folks come up and they'll say, hi Kitt, how you doing? Hi Mike, how you doing? I generally don't reply because I want to keep it moving. And just know this, I'm wonderful. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm thankful. I'm part of the community. I'm here to hang out with y'all. So there's no reason to tie up, to chit chat. All the formalities, we waste a lot of time with that. There's a lot of time being wasted doing those types of things. And more people want to be involved. And I want to get to the next person. I'm not trying to rush through everyone, but all that, how you doing, hanging out, it's fine and great if it's just going to be one or two people during the entire, stream. But if we're trying to take more people in, that really draws out the time because I don't want to make these long for my own personal schedule and for other people to come back to them. Like this isn't a weekend in addition where we can go for hours and hours, and that's fine. But on a day by day, if I'm going to be live streaming and I'm coming in here, I really want to have the opportunity to hear someone give me the responses that I'm asking for. I don't mind you having another question when you come up and say, hey, look, this is what I did, or a response to what you're questioning the community with. But then can I ask another question? Absolutely. I have no problem answering that. But there's just a lot of formalities that need to be like reduced, because it takes up too much of the bandwidth, and it's reducing, in my opinion, and I might be wrong, but it's reducing the value that's available if we just kept things moving. So in the future, if you have the opportunity to come up and we're hanging out and you have a question, if I've posed it to the community, try to do your best. Try to do your best to answer. And it may not be something that you feel is correct, but you don't realize, as an educator, your replies, they help me teach. They help me. I look for areas where I can increase, build up, inefficiencies in my ability to communicate something effectively. I may think I'm doing a good job. And then if I'm hearing feedback, or if you're struggling about something and you're actually referring to, when you said this about this in the live stream today, so number one, that tells me you watched the stream, you have the information that you watched over live price action, but you have a concern. That's what I'm targeting. I'm targeting that, because if you watch me cover something and I'm teaching it over live price action and you still don't get what I was saying, that gives me the opportunity. If I can't completely finish it there, I'll catch up with it in the review. Many times the questions are posed to me, I'll have an epiphany later on, and I'm a little frustrated because I didn't answer it to the extent that would have been, in my opinion, better response. So you don't realize, but your replies are actually helping me help the community. And it may not be all that important to you. It may be something superficial, something easy to come back and give me an answer, and I'm good with it. ICT, that's great. But for other people, it may be the very same question that they have in mind, but maybe they're nervous. They don't want to come up here for whatever reason. Okay. Or they don't get a chance to come up here because we're spending too much time listening to other people. So please take these suggestions under consideration. Help Kitt play air traffic control a little bit more better, a little better, and then we'll get through more people, and you'll have a lot more engagement, and the answers that people are asking for, I'm sure they're going to help all of you, and I enjoy doing it. But just help me push these through with a little bit more efficiency and more output, because there's only a few people coming up, and it's a whole lot of chit chat. And I get it. You want to feel like we're hanging out, we're buddies. You can do that same stuff directly right on Twitter to me. Like, these times are like, they're engagements, they're more intimate, and I want everybody to have the opportunity to have that fair chance and shake to do whatever it is they want to ask.
And we're going to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we are focused on providing high quality content to you, the listener. No, I am doing my best. And we will be deploying more and more systems and processes to try to screen and get through these questions, people's valuable questions and concerns. Everyone's important. What Michael's saying is extremely, that's the ship, that's the guide, that's the light, that's where we're going. And then I get to try and help us strategize together. All of us, we get to kind of try and work together to take this global community and conform to be the best that we can be. So I'm here to help us kind of strategize and to follow that leadership that you just heard. All right. We're here to listen to our mentor and to try to learn together and to be the tip of the sword of people who are really passionate about conveying this information into their life, bringing this information into their life. So we'll wrap it up there. Again, thank you, Michael, with love, with respect. Thank you so much. It's been really good conversations, I think, overall, and the way in which they can be better, they will. And thank you, everybody, for being here. High five and a hug.
Bye, man. Have a good one. Take care, Kitt.
Yes, sir.
Bye, guys.